We are back. UFC recap reaction time. Of course, past Saturday was UFC Fight Night Sterling versus Zalal, so I'm here to go over every single fight, give you what I thought of the fight, the notes that I took on the fight, and see how I did on my predictions. First off, this card. If you came for finishes, you came to the wrong place, brother. This card was a decision merchant. This was basically a women's MMA card, it felt like, with how many decisions there were. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of decisions, not a lot of finishes. I think the main card had one finish on the entire main card. I don't know how many in total. It wasn't a lot. It was not a lot because I picked a lot of finishes, unfortunately. It's a shame, but hey, we'll get into it. First note here, UFC Fight Night, Brady versus Buckley, it says. This thing hasn't been Brady versus Buckley in a minute now, so good work on you, UFC, or Google, whoever's fault that is. Come on now. Anyway, we get into the first fight. Women's strawweight. Of course, women's MMA to start the show. Catalina Alencar versus Julian Palastri. You know, let me talk about it. Alencar wins a decision. And now, if you're familiar with my game, if there's a women's MMA fight, I'm picking a decision. I do it every time. I'm addicted to it. I'm a fiend for it. I'm an addict for it. I pick it every single time. Except this one fight. I decided to be different. I decided to hop off. I decided to go to rehab, quit using. And I picked Alencar's submission to win this fight. I picked her to win by submission. She did win. But she won by decision. Should have just stuck to what I know, what I'm good at. So from here on out, I'm probably just going to pick every women's fight to be a decision. I'm not even going to look at who it is. I'm just going to go decision, swipe right by it, and move on. Anyway, enough hating on it. Let's get into what happened in the fight. Round one. Their stances are very different. Alencar came out in that tight, like, boxer stance. Palastri was more of that open, flowy, I don't want to say karate, but you know what I'm saying, like that bounce around, hands kind of loose type of stance. Palastri was a lot longer, and she used a lot of feints. And she would always respond. So, like, when Alencar would throw or land something, Palastri was always trying to counterpunch or land back, get her lick back, so to speak, But Alencar was the one putting on more pressure and had active hands. Palastri just wasn't doing enough. I think she needed to be way more active if she wanted to win this fight. Alencar ends up getting a takedown, but she struggled, or a pick takedown, like she ankle picked her, was pretty nice. But she struggled to pass the legs, but still ended the round on top. So I gave round one to Alencar, had a 10-9 Alencar going into round number two. Palastri started throwing some good kicks, in round number two. Alencar was still landing good strikes too, but Palastri not active enough once again. Palastri's fast with good combos though, so when she would throw, she looked good. She just needed to do it more. I don't know why she was so hesitant. I don't know what that was about, but anyway, Alencar gets another takedown. That was kind of money for her to get that takedown. When Palastri would start getting any bit of momentum at all, when she would finally try to throw, Alencar would go right for the takedown. Pretty smart. She gets in half guard and lands some good ground and pound. But Palastri does not try to do anything to get up. She's not trying to submit. She's not trying to get up off the ground. She's kind of holding on and laying there. So, yeah, that's not going to win you around. I almost said brother, but, women. Yeah, so, again, I give this one to Alencar, 10-9. She's up 2 rounds in my book. So, Julia's going to need a old finish here in round 3 if she wants to win this fight, is what I'm thinking going into this fight. Here we go. Or going into round 3, excuse me. I literally have Palastri needs more activity to win. I said she's looking to counterpunch. She was trying to counterpunch Alencar on her way inside. She was looking better round 3. This was her best round of the 3 rounds. Alencar was trying to catch her body kick. So when Palastri would throw a body kick, she was trying to catch him to get her takedown once again. I have here a close round. Could go either way, but it doesn't really matter because I already had Alencar up 2 rounds. But I gave it to Palastri. Had it 29-28 Alencar. And, of course, Alencar did end up winning a decision. So, yeah, that puts me at 1-0 because I did get the winner correct. But I obviously did not get the method of victory because I did pick a submission for whatever godforsaken reason I did that. I'll never do that again. Ever. Let's move on. You know what's next? Look at this right here. Decision, submission, decision, KO, decision. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? All right, now I'm clicking the wrong stuff. Anyway, let's move on. Back to this. Max Griffin, Victor Valenzuela. Welterweight fight here. Welterweight. Let's get into it. I picked Valenzuela to win this fight, which he did, but I picked him to win by a finish. And as we just saw, there was none of those. So, yeah. Anyway, round one. Patient start from both guys. Valenzuela, he would blitz in with a heavy combo, and Griffin looked very hesitant to throw, like he was scared to get caught. He was countering well, though, with his right hand. That was, like, the only thing he would throw was his right hand. Boom, he kind of whip it and get out of there. It was a close round, but I gave it to Valenzuela, 10-9. Round number two was a similar start. Valenzuela, more blitzes, doing what he does. He threw a spinning back fist at one point, which he turned into a takedown, which is pretty nice. Or turned into a takedown for Griffin, excuse me. But it didn't connect fully, the back fist. It wasn't as clean as we all thought it was when they went over it. But it was a cool moment in a fight that didn't have too many big moments. Again, Griffin, same thing that Pilastri had, same problem. He wasn't being active. But of course, DC thought Griffin was winning the fight. He was even like making fun of guys that were tweeting. I believe that was this fight. He was making fun of guys that were tweeting that they don't know how to score. These guys, what are they talking about? These guys know how to score fights. Well, then look who wins the fight, DC. Which is crazy because I love DC. DC's probably number 1 or number 2 of my favorite fighters of all time. So he's just not very good at commentary. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, DC. Do a mukbang or something. Anyway, that round I had a 10-9 Valenzuela as well. So again, kind of like the last fight, 2 rounds up for Valenzuela. Griffin needs a finish here, in my opinion. Here we go. Again, round 3, Valenzuela, more pressure, blitzing in, landing good shots. Griffin does get a takedown. DC makes a Roman Reigns reference. He won me back there with that. Appreciated that, DC, Tribal Chief. You know how it be, new world champion. Valenzuela, very good at getting back to his feet. Every time when he would get taken down, he was getting right back up. Very impressive. And that's something you need to do, especially when you got a guy like Max Griffin, who's probably going to try to just keep him down there. Because Max Griffin looked very cautious of to get punched, and to get a good shot landed from Valenzuela. He's scared of the power. I don't want to say scared. I hate to use the word scared, but cautious of the power. Griffin looking for more takedowns, while Valenzuela is constantly pressuring in his face. Valenzuela was able to defend said takedown. It was a fun round, but I had it 10-9 Valenzuela. I had him winning 30-27, which he did, of course, win a decision. So, yeah, DC, you're great at scoring fights, brother. Valenzuela decision. That puts me up at 2-0 again. 2 winners I got right, but I, of course, thought too highly of them and picked them to get finishes. But hey, I'm just going by winners here right now. We know how we do this. The finish is just bonus points. That just makes me feel better if I get it right. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the fight. Because if I pick a women's MMA fight by decision, I mean, that's not really bonus points. Let's be real. Moving on to another decision. This is the longest card ever to watch, dude. It took so long. Especially because I had to rewatch it the next day because I was out of town on Saturday. So I spent my entire Sunday just sitting here watching 29, 28, 30, 27. Your winner by unanimous decision. All Sunday. That's all I heard is Bruce Buffer. Shout out. Anyway, let's move on to Francis Marshall versus Lucas Brennan. Brennan took this fight on short notice, I do believe, so let's go and put that out there first. I did pick Francis Marshall to win this fight. And this one, I actually believe I picked by decision. I'm going to double check here. Don't want to look silly, but I am going to double check here because I believe I picked him. I did. I picked the Francis Marshall decision. So, here's a perfect one for me. Yeah. Here we go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. Okay. Fast start. Funky stance and feints from Brennan. He's had one of them weird, bouncy, awkward styles. Marshall was landing the right hand early. That became a theme for the fight. Brennan was looking to wrestle, but Marshall gets a takedown instead. Marshall controlling with good top pressure. Brennan, he stays patient on bottom and almost gets like a heel hook or leg lock, excuse me. He tries to go for that. There was a couple people that tried that on this card. Because remember, I said a lot of BJJ background on this card. Yeah, a lot of those guys I talked about, I'm pretty sure most of them lost, if I do recall. So that was hilarious. Anyway, Marshall escapes and gets back on top. He wins the first round, 10-9, for sure. Round 2. Brennan has better head movement after eating a gazillion right hands. He's like, you know what? I should probably move my head. Good call, Brennan. Marshall right hand is money, though, was the next thing I wrote, ironically. He defends a Brennan takedown. Marshall gets his own takedown, which is hilarious. He would defend takedowns and get his own. He's like, hey, kid, here's how you get a takedown. Chad move from Francis Marshall. More Marshall top pressure. He wins the round 10-9. Round 3, Marshall kicks out Brennan's leg. Marshall's looking for that right hand. Brennan, more active this round than the last couple rounds. Right hand lands again. They're in opposite stances. That I wrote that now because that was a huge factor in the fight. That's why the right hand kept landing, because Brennan kept crossing that center line and getting popped with that right hand. Anyway, round 3 looked about the same as all the other rounds, just less wrestling this time. I still gave that one to Marshall as well. So I had it 10-9 Marshall, 30-27 Marshall decision. And of course, he did win a decision. So I'm at 3-0. And not to play spoiler, my record gets incredibly worse relatively fast. So don't get too hype at the 3-0 record, because I was hyped. And then it all, of course, prelims demon. I was on fire. The main card comes and I just suck. I don't know why. You would think it'd be the other way around. Let's move on. Next fight, guess what? Decision, boys. Decision. We go to the bantamweights. Oh, here's one that I got wrong, of course. Right when I talk about it. Rafael Fijo versus Cody Durden. I picked Fijo to win this fight by submission, I believe, in the second round or something crazy like that. Not only is that not true, he loses by a decision to Cody Durden, of all people, bro. I don't rate Durden very high, but okay. Okay, Durd. The Durdster. Cody Dirtius. I see what we're doing. Dirty dog. All right. Move on. I said both fast, twitchy guys. Durden had heavy hands, and he gets a takedown early. They have some fun little scrambles on the ground. Fio ends up getting to the back. Durden was pretty active in the clinch, which was a big part of this as well. Durden got another takedown. He was wrestling very well in this fight. He is a wrestler. I'm saying that like I'm surprised, but he wrestled very well. That was a big factor in this fight. Got some good ground and pound. Here's the other time someone else attacked the leg lock. Fio looked for a knee bar. I believe he's the same guy that put Muhammad Makayev in that crazy knee bar. I believe that's him, which was at flyweight. So now look, he's at bantamweight. So he didn't move up in this fight here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the same guy that put Muhammad Makayev in that crazy knee bar that he somehow didn't tap to. So that knee bar's got some history. It's dangerous. Anyway, round 1 done. I give it to Cody Durden 10-9. Round 2. Durden looking good on the feet. Good inside leg kicks. Durden gets a takedown, but gets hit with a nasty up kick. More Durden wrestling in this round, like I said. That was kind of the big thing, was Cody Durden's wrestling to get the win here. Where is I at? Oh, I said axe kick straight to the cup by Durden. He tries to kick straight down, kicks Fio directly on the point of the cup. That was hilarious. Fio pressuring better in this now late round 2. He gets a good takedown for Fio. I had it 10-9 Fio winning that round. So I just going in to round 3 tied. So winner of this round would get the fight. Now, here we go. Round 3. Where are we at? Right here. Durden pressuring forward. They're trading big shots. Durden, of course, gets another takedown. Now Cody with the control. Cody as in Durden. Cody with the control and the top pressure. Durden looking for a neck crank. That's pretty much it for round 3. I had him winning 10-9 in that round. So I did a Cody Durden 29-28 decision. And he, of course, did win a decision. So that does put me at 3-1, because I originally picked Rafael Fijo to win by, I believe, second round submission. So, kind of a bummer. But we move on. What way to make it better than a women's fight to go to decision? I'm lost for words. The universe knows what I need. When I'm like, man, dude, I just lost. I need something to bounce back and make me feel better. I said, hey, women's fight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, universe. But you know what? This women's fight, I want to talk about this one, because I was actually, Michelle Montague made a fan out of me. I won't lie. Mayra Brenda Silva versus Michelle Montague, of course, goes to a decision that Michelle Montague wins. Now, I believe I did pick her to win by... I didn't know why I picked a finish for her, right? Yeah, I picked a Montague decision. Yep. So this one's a perfect one for me. Just know, done that out there now. But, yeah, this one, like I said, she made a fan out of me here, and we'll get into why. Round 1 is why. Montague, instant pressure to a big slam. And I mean, and this is really quick into round 1. And the rest of this round is Montague beating the piss out of Bueno Silva. Like, activity. Like, usually you don't see this much activity on the ground, especially from women's MMA. She was hammer fists and elbows, and she's big, too. She was beating down on her. And, yeah. She's attacking submissions, too. I believe she was looking for an arm triangle and, like, Shikimura's, some key locks and stuff. So, I had, could this be a 10-8? And I'm very picky on a 10-8. Silva tried to attack the legs at one point. I'd have that too. But I'm very picky on a 10-8. But just for fun, just for the love of the game, I gave her a 10-8. Let me tell you why. Silva didn't do anything. Bueno Silva didn't do anything. It was instantly punched in the face, slammed to the ground, and then Montague controlling her the whole time. The whole time controlling her and landing elbows and ground upon attacking submissions. That's domination. That's 10-8. And the reason I want to bring this up is because DC was like, nah, man, not a 10-8. And then later on in the Aljo fight, Aljo's just controlling Zalal the whole time, not doing a lot of damage. He goes, man, this could be a 10-8. I'm like, that's a 10-8, but this wasn't? Like, no, brother. No, DC. No, dude, there's a stain on your shirt, too. Stop it. Let's move on. Round 2. Montague was back on the pressure, landing big punches. Silva was answering back, though, and she goes for a ninja choke. Pretty dope. I love a good ninja choke. Those are slick. I'm surprised they don't get hit more, honestly. Anyway, Montague starts slowing down. Silva's landing big and sprawls on a Montague shot. Now momentum all of a sudden is on the side of Mayra Bueno Silva. Montague gets on top now. She's less active on top this round. There's an illegal up kick from Bueno Silva. Both look tired. She didn't get deducted points for it. I had round 2 to Mayra Bueno Silva. So I had 10-9, which does not mean they're tied right now because I had a 10-8 in round 1. DC. Still a stain on your shirt. Let's move on. Round 3. Montague back to pressure. She gets her takedown. She gets in side control. Silva gets to her back. Montague escapes. Back to side control. Being active with elbows once again in sub attempts. I had a 10-9 Montague. So I had a 29-27 win for Michelle Montague. She ends up winning that fight. I actually don't believe any of the judges gave her a 10-8. Sorry. I thought she dominated, immediately took her down, smothered her, landed big shots. All Bueno Silva did was try for a leg lock. This isn't jiu-jitsu, brother. Take the gi off. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was a perfect prediction for me, for Montague to get the win. Yeah, I was very, very, very impressed because we know how much, of course, I'm talking about this whole video hating on women's MMA, but she looked good. She dominated, and that's a former title challenger, man. People forget. 10 wins, 7 loss. Mayra Bueno Silva has fought for a title. Don't you forget it. Don't you forget that either, brother. It's a big deal. Next fight. Oh, middleweights. Rodolfo Vieira versus Eric Mecanico, bro. I got this one wrong. I'm just flat out saying right now because I know I picked Vieira to win this fight. How did I predict him to win this fight? Let's find out. Let's see. Probably on this page. Somewhere. Yeah. I picked Vieira round 1 sub. Oh my god, was I wrong. Yeesh. Here we go. Because as you can see, Mecanico wins a decision. So that was rough on my part. Here we go. Round 1. They come out in opposite stances. Vieira drops him early. So I was like, here we go. I thought he was going to drop him and then get the sub, and I was going to be a genius. That did not happen. Vieira did try to jump on a rear naked choke, and then he tried to switch to an armbar. It's very slick jiu-jitsu transition there. Vieira ends up getting some cage control. Mecanico keeps, he's got to keep it on the feet, I said. If he wants to win this fight, you got to keep it on the feet. Round 1 done, 10-9. Rodolfo Vieira is up. Round 2, you know what to do. Vieira, he's got some power. He's been popping. His shots were popping. But Mecanico started flowing on the feet in round 2. I said Vieira's starting to eat shots and he's looking tired. He wasted all of his energy jumping on a rear naked choke and an armbar in round 1, and now he's gassed the rest of the fight. Mecanico defends a takedown. I said Vieira needs this takedown because he looks tired and he's getting cooked on the feet. I said Vieira not a lot of activity, just holding. So yeah, I gave round 2 to Mecanico. So now I got it 1 round apiece going into round 3. Momentum on the side of old Eric Mecanico. Rodolfo Vieira is tired going into round 3. A patient start. Mecanico still winning on the feet. Vieira trying to wrestle again. He can't get his takedown. Vieira's out of gas. 10-9 McConaughey. I had it 29-28. Eric McConaughey winning by decision, which of course he did win by decision. So I was completely wrong with my original prediction of a Rodolfo Vieira first round submission. Good Lord. There was a chance though, because like I said, he dropped him. He jumped on that rear naked choke, jumped to an armbar. I thought I was going to be right for a second. I was not. Puts me at 5-2. That's still not bad. So you got to think, man, you must really go on a losing streak to get a bad record. You'd be right, son. Let's move on. Oh, what's after that? Oh my God, I totally skipped over. How could I skip over this? This was a big deal for me. Jackson McVeigh versus Cedric Dumas. How did I skip over this? Because this was a finish. And I picked Jackson McVeigh first round submission. I'm not going to take a lot of credit for that because he fought Cedric Dumas. I mean, let's be real. But anyway, let's get into it. Okay, McVeigh. Instant pressure. Dumas to the clinch and landing knees now. Dumas is throwing... Oh, he's throwing them back, excuse me. I misread my own stuff. Excuse me. They're getting the clinch and they're start exchanging knees is what is happening here. I said McVeigh's a big dude. For 185, that dude is gigantic. He's using nice shoulder strikes too on Dumas, which is nice. He ends up dropping him with an uppercut and some ground and pound. Then he switches it to a Darce, gets the first round submission. Just like that, McVeigh takes out Cedric Dumas. McVeigh, who was 0-2 in the UFC after losing to Bruno Ferreira and Zachary Reese, gets a first round sub over Cedric Dumas. Yeah, I think Dumas might be done. He started pleading his case on Instagram. He's like, man, I love this stuff. Give me another chance. I'll go to 170. I love this stuff too much. And well, if you loved it, you wouldn't commit crimes. You wouldn't be broke, and you'd win fights. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say, bro. I don't know. There's not much else to talk about. Dumas is probably done. He should be done. What's he gonna do outside the UFC? I think we know. Anyway. Hope he looks good in orange. Jackson McVeigh gets it done. Round 1 sub. Perfect pick for me. That put me at 5-1, excuse me. Then losing the Vieira McConaughey fight, that put me at 5-2. Had him backwards. Can't believe I skipped over that fight. That's crazy. Because I really want to talk about that one. That takes us to the main card. Ryan Spann versus Marcus Buchecha now. Now, let me tell you my notes on this, or my prediction first, because I know I was wrong. I know I picked Buchecha to win, unfortunately, and I picked him to win by decision. Unfortunately, it was Ryan Spann to win by second round knockout. So the one time I do pick a decision is actually one of the 3 finishes on this card. What are the odds of that? What are the odds? Where are the notes at? All right, round 1. Here we go. Ryan Spann, landing power shots and defending the takedown. Heavy grounded pound. Buchecha gets a takedown. He gets a takedown, and everyone on commentary is glazing Buchecha's grappling. This is not a guy you want to be on the ground with. If Buchecha's in the gi right now, he'd be done. He'd done gooseneck him. He would have goosenecked him by now, checked his oil, hit him with a what's that one position Joe Rogan always talks about? He wasn't on commentary. But there's that one position. If he would just hit this and that, that'd be crazy right now. It's some totally nerdy jiu-jitsu thing. I wish I could think off the top of my head. But that's basically what they were doing. They were just glazing the grappling of Buchecha. And, of course, you can see what happened. He gets knocked out by Ryan Spann. So, yeah, being really good in the gi doesn't mean anything in the UFC. We've known this. Shout out Royce Gracie. Anyway. Where are we at? We're still in round 1 before I went on my little rant there. Buchecha, bad shot selection. He was horribly timing takedowns, shooting from too far away. So Ryan Spann was able to defend those well, and he kept standing Buchecha up when they went up on the ground. I literally have Buchecha too much jiu-jitsu. This is MMA. 10-9 Ryan Spann, round 1. We go into round 2. Buchecha keeps getting warned about extending his fingers. He was sticking them out right here, trying to eye poke. John Jones maxing at its finest. Spann defends more takedowns using guillotine. He was defending it using the guillotine, like he was attempting guillotine or threatening guillotine to get Buchecha to kind of have to get out of that and forcing a scramble for him to stand up. And then they stand up, and guess what happens? A picture-perfect 3-2 lead hook, rear cross, sends Bucheska flying to the ground, knocks him out in round 2. Ryan Spann, round 2 knockout over Marcus Bucheska. Now, I should have just picked Ryan Spann, of course, because he won. But I can't make fun of them for glazing the grappling of Bucheska too much, because I guess I did too. I thought he was going to win. I thought he was going to use his grappling to beat Ryan Spann. He did not. That puts me at 5-3. And so they start the main card with a finish. The rest of them are decisions. So here's a lot of breakdown, a lot of round stuff here. We move on to another fight that I got wrong. Guess what? I go on a 3-fight losing skid here in a second. And then I wrap it up with 2 correct predictions in the co and the main. But the co-main. Here we go. Next, Montel Jackson versus Ronnie Barcelos. I picked Montel Jackson, I believe, a 3rd round finish, a knockout or TKO in the 3rd round. He did not. Barcelos gets it done over Montel Jackson. But, round 1, though. Here we go. They come out in opposite stances. Montel Jackson drops Barcelos super early. Barcelos, that old man can take a beating, bro. Montel Jackson, every time he hit him, it just sounded like dude was getting hit with a brick. So I don't know how Barcelos ate all them punches. Like I said, took quite the beating, but hey, tough old dude, tough old bastard, eh? All right, where are we at? Powerful shots from Jackson. He's so long and lanky. Pause. I'm talking about his shape of his body. Oh God, forget it. Barcelos catches kicks and gets a takedown. Another Barcelos takedown followed later. He attacks the rear naked choke, but I still gave that round to Montel Jackson for the damage factor. 10-9 Jackson going into round 2. Okay, round 2. Jackson's more cautious of the takedown now because he got taken down twice in the last round. Jackson's got to stop going to the body. He kept trying to kick to the body, and guess what happened? His kicks would get caught and he'd get taken down. Barcelos 2 takedowns. Jackson will get right back up, though. Barcelos gets a 3rd takedown in this round. He gets mount, lands some ground and pound, gets his back, goes for the naked choke, and it's kind of deep, low-key. Jackson gets saved by the bell. So round 2, 10-9 Barcelos. So now it's tied 1-1 apiece going into round 3. This seemed to happen a lot on my scorecards. Round 3, Barcelos back to the cage clinch. More Barcelos trip takedowns. Jackson's landing every punch, though. When he would throw, he would land, but he started throwing less the more the fight went on because he was scared of the takedown, unfortunately. Another Barcelos takedown, and then another takedown. Goes for the rear naked choke again. Round 1, 2, and 3 all ended the same way, pretty much, with a Barcelos takedown looking for the rear naked choke. I gave that round to Barcelos, had him winning 29-28, and of course he does win this fight. And was this one? This one wasn't the split. There was a split somewhere. Maybe it was this one. Does it tell me? It just says decision. One of these was a split. And I think it was this one. Now, the more I think about it, I do think it was this one. But anyway, Barcelos does get the decision win, which I do agree with. Unfortunately, I picked Montel Jackson to win. So that puts me down to 5-4 for the night. Gross. We move on. Bantamweights. Old man Uncle Davey Grant. Grandpa Grant. Versus Juan Adrian Martinetti. Bantamweights. Now, first thing. Davey Grant just looks old. He looked like an old man. But he fought like a young stallion. Let's get into it. Calf kicks early from Grant. He was whipping calf kicks on Martinetti. Martinetti was pressuring with good slips. He was slipping his head off the center line. I said Martinetti wants the overhand. He was trying to lay an overhand. I said Grant even looks old. I even have it right there. Calf kicks, money for Grant. Round 1, 10-9, old Davy Jones locker Grant. Gets it done in round 1. Round 2, we move on. Martinetti looking better at the start. Back to the calf kicks for Grant, though. I said Rogan would be proud because there was a lot of good calf kicks. Oh, that calf's compromised. He's going to have to switch stances here. Oh, that calf's toast. Look how red it is. Look at the swelling. Joe Rogan would have been losing his mind. So, we move on. No, we don't. We're starting round 2. I'm sorry. I love laughing at my own jokes. Grant just way more smooth. He just looked way more smooth on the feet than Martinetti did. Martinetti not backing down, though. He had great cardio. He was in it to win it. He wanted to fight. He wanted to bang. He was getting outclassed. I even said here, Martinetti stepped behind. It's a fun fight, though. Round 2, Davy Grant. He's up 2 rounds. Round number 3, more the same. Davy just has more output. Martinetti needs to unload, but he's not. He's got better cardio. He needs to take advantage of it. And then I literally have here crafty vet work from Davy Grant. This is a crafty vet performance. When you talk about a crafty vet, you talk about an old dude who can get it done. You talk about Davy Jones Locker. You talk about Uncle Grandpa Davy Grant, bro. He put it on him. He looked good, man. He looked good. Martinetti does get a takedown. He's looking for the rear naked choke. Grant escapes. That's a 10-9 win for that round for Grant. I had it 30-27, Davy Grant. And, of course, he does win a decision, which I did not pick. I believe I picked a Martinetti second round TKO or something like that. Gross. I should not. I need to respect my elders, brother, because Davy Grant went out there and whooped the young gun. Put it on him. Like I said, Davy Grant gets a decision win. That puts me at 5 wins, 5 losses. That sucks. Let's move on. What's after that? Oh, it doesn't get any better. Talk about someone getting outclassed. Let's talk about this next fight. Rafa Garcia versus Alexander Hernandez, a lightweight fight in the Coco main. Coco. Let's get into it. I picked Hernandez to win this fight by knockout or TKO, I believe, in round 3. Yeah, that didn't happen. Let's just get into it. Garcia was holding the center, tight boxing stance. Hernandez was struggling to figure him out. He could not, for the life of him, figure out Rafa Garcia in this fight. Garcia, his clean combos, and he was powerful. Dude was packing a punch. Going home to punch. Hernandez is trying to get his kicks going. Garcia gets a takedown. Now clinch, side control. To a nice high crotch. DC was loving it. Garcia's in the driver's seat. 10-9 win for Garcia round 1. Round 2. Garcia good defense with good entries. He was forcing Hernandez to strike first and then would counter him. It was beautiful. Especially with the right hand. He's countering with the right hand very well. Garcia had good cage control and pressure as well. That's another 10-9 round for Rafa Garcia. We're going into round 3. Hernandez needs a finish here. He doesn't get it. Here we go. Hernandez. He's more pressure now. More punches and urgency. He was picking it up. Even though he couldn't figure out Garcia, he just started throwing, which is exactly what he needed to do. Exactly. But Garcia gets back controlling the fight. Garcia putting Hernandez on the cage now. He gets another takedown. Hernandez does get back up quickly, both throwing big shots in the last minute. I said Hernandez just could not figure out Garcia. That's a 10-9 Garcia round. I had it 30-27 for Rafa Garcia over Alexander Hernandez in the Coco main. That's what happened. He gets a decision. That puts me at 5-6 now. Luckily, the cleanup crew comes in for the co-main and the main for me. Let's get into it. Classic UFC booking here. Co-main event of a fight night. They put a women's fight. Crafty vet move from the UFC. I see what you're doing. We got Norma Dumont versus Jocelyn Edwards. I'm actually proud of this because I picked a Jocelyn Edwards decision, but more than that, the stuff that she did to get the decision, I talked about a lot. So here we go. Let me straighten out the page here. Round 1. Dumont, very twitchy with feints. Edwards is more tight and plodding forward. She wasn't so bouncy. Dumont's chin was high in the air. I thought for sure she was going to get knocked out. I got excited. Edwards is throwing heavy, but she does get taken down. Edwards ends up reversing the position, now in control on the cage. They trade some knees. This is where I was wanted to talk about. Jocelyn Edwards in the clinch. I talked about the clinch was going to be the difference maker in this fight and sneak and eke her out a win. And that's exactly what happened. If you don't believe me, go watch my predictions. The proof is on video, 4K, I believe. Check it out. Where were we? Oh. I said Edwards' legs are massive. I don't know why I wrote that. It was late at night when I was watching this. Failed Edwards' takedown lets Dumont get on top. In half guard, Edwards sweeps her, and now she's on top. It's a close round. Not a lot of action. I gave it to Norma Dumont. I said 10-9 Norma Dumont. You could have given it Edwards. Yeah, it don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Round 2. They're in opposite stances. They're both patiently striking. Edwards is pressuring with more offense. Dumont needs more activity. This was kind of a theme of the night. A lot of people are losing based off of no activity. Edwards is looking for power over combos. Lots of front kicks and teeps from her as well. Edwards gets her on the cage to end the round that way. That's a 10-9 Jocelyn Edwards round. Round 3, it's a 1 round apiece. Who's going to win? Edwards pressuring again. Dumont still needs more activity. She's going to lose. She's going to hit herself because she's going to lose by just doing nothing. Edwards is starting to put combos together now. Dumont tries to clinch but gets put on the cage. Edwards active in the clinch with knees and uppercuts. That's a 10-9 Jaws on Edwards round. I had a 29-28 Jaws on Edwards. That's exactly what happened. Edwards gets the decision, and when she gets her hand raised, Dumont goes, like, you thought you won? You didn't do anything. You lost. You lost yourself. You didn't get beat. You beat yourself. Isn't that a saying that they say? She literally beat herself. Pause. Because, like, she just didn't do enough. She wasn't active enough, and like I said, it was a theme. She did that a lot. Who else was I talking about earlier? Julia Plastri in the first fight, she did the same thing. They kind of just beating themselves by not doing enough. But I did get that right. That's a perfect prediction for me. That puts me at 6-6. So in the main event here, I need Aljo to get it done to kind of, get me with a winning record. And of course, I can trust the Funk Master, vintage Aljamain Sterling. Aljo masterclass in the main event. Another decision, but this one, 5 rounds. Let's talk about it. Good Lord, I'm going to lose my voice. Here we go. Round 1, they come out in opposite stances, and both these guys did used to train together before, when Yusuf Zalal was coming up and younger. Aljo said he knew Yusuf Zalal would be in this position eventually. I said Zalal's pressuring first, and Zalal's big, because Aljo's big. But Zalal looked big, too. Like, he wasn't as muscular and as thick, pause, as Aljamain Sterling, but he was tall and long as well to go along with a thicker build. Dude was kind of big. Aljo's throwing a lot of naked kicks. He needs combos. He's throwing one punch at a time. You can tell he was a little cautious of the striking Yusuf Zalal. Aljo's the first to shoot and initiate some wrestling. He does not get a takedown. Great time calf kick, drops Zalal though. Aljo working on top. Zalal throws up a triangle from the bottom. He goes for it again multiple times. I said close round, but more offensive damage from Zalal, so I gave round 1 10-9 to Yusuf Zalal. We go to round 2. Aljo back to the clinch work. Zalal back to pressuring forward. Zalal's looking to time a knee on the takedown attempt. Aljo back to cage pressure once again. Aljo knee on the break. They're both popping their jab out there. Not a lot of striking, not a lot of combos. They're both kind of just popping their jab, moving around. Nothing too crazy on the feet. Aljo finally gets his takedown. Gets the classic Aljo backpack, using a body lock, landing a lot of punches from the back. That's an Aljo round 10-9. That's 1 round apiece going into round 3. But mind you, we got 5 of these things, so we got 3 more rounds. Round 3, Aljo back on that pressure. That was definitely the game plan. Zalal attempts a guillotine on Aljo, which is actually kind of tight. I was a little impressed. I'm not going to lie. Aljo ends up escaping, though. Zalal gets on top now. Good up kick from Sterling, but Zalal, good top control. Zalal gets Aljo's back now. That's a Yusuf Zalal round. They're trading rounds, so now Zalal's up 2 rounds to 1 on Aljo. Can he keep it up in championship rounds? He cannot. Round 4. Aljo corner says his striking looks good. I didn't think so, because he didn't really strike. But whatever. Tell him what he needs to hear. He does pressure and lands a big shot there right when I was thinking that. He shoots and he gets Zalal's back. Aljo puts in a body triangle. He's landing some shots on the back, attacking rear naked choke. Zalal's in deep water. Aljo very close to a finish. Zalal survives. Aljo dominating on the ground. Zalal is tired. Here's where DC called for a 10-8. No, I'm just saying, if he thought that could be a 10-8, then the Michelle Montague round was a 10-8. Because Michelle Montague attempted submissions as well. And she did more damage. It was more active. Aljo, yes, he almost had a submission, I guess. Cool. But, like, he didn't. He did some damage and controlled, but Montague did just as much, if not more. So, I just don't understand. If you can give Aljo a 10-8 there, you could give Michelle Montague a 10-8. I did not give him a 10-8. I gave him a 10-9 for Sterling. So, I have it 2 rounds apiece going into round 5. But all of the momentum is on the side of the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling right now. Because Zalal just didn't look ready for 5 rounds. He looked tired. He looked good after 3. If that was a 3-rounder, he would have won 2 rounds to 1. 29-28. Masterclass. Grappling masterclass. But no, it's 5 rounds, kid. Here we go. Guess what? Round 5, Aljo. Back on that pressure. Straight to it. Zalal corner wants him to take the center. So he starts pressuring more to back up Aljo. I literally have here Zalal not ready for 5 rounds. He just was not ready for it. Especially 5 rounds of grappling with Aljamain Sterling. I don't think anybody's ready for that. Aljo pressing him up against the cage. Zalal is defending the takedown well. Aljo's relentless clinch pressure. Aljo lands he lands a big hooks and then gets his takedown. Aljo gets the back again. Aljo more punches from the back, smiling while he's doing it, knows that he's winning this fight. That's 10-9 Aljo. I had it 48-47 Sterling. I think every other judge scored it way more lopsided than that. I think a lot of people probably gave round 1 to Aljo because of his control, but Zalal was active on the bottom, trying to throw up submissions. I like that better. Either way, though, perfect prediction for me. I said Aljo would win by decision. He did. And I said he'd win by grappling, just being a better grappler than Zalal. That's what happened. That puts me at 7-6 for the night. Yeah, not the best prediction, not the best record for me, but it was still winning. It was still winning. Not my favorite card. A lot of decisions. I was not a fan of that. What's that other guy's name? I wrote it down. The other announcer, the British guy, or the commentator, excuse me. I'm gonna forget. Isn't it John? It's John, right? I'm gonna find it. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. But anyway, him and DC was like bullying him all night. Yeah, John Gooden. Every time he would say something, DC would like try to correct him or just like big dog him. And even when he would try to give props to DC was like kind of blowing him off. I was like, DC, what are we doing, bro? He's like just knocking on this dude the whole time while like Dominic Cruz is cucking it in the corner. I don't know. It was kind of weird. I just felt like he was bullying him the whole time. And then he's making fun of him for being British. I was like, really, DC? You're fat, dude. I love DC, though. Don't get me wrong. I love DC, like I said. Top 2 for one of my favorite fighters of all time. But I just thought he was being mean to John Gooden. I don't know if I was the only one picking up on that or what. I just feel like he would shut down any idea he had or counteract it. No, actually this. No, what you mean is this. What he actually should do is this. I'm like, all right, whatever. But anyway, yeah, 7-6 on the night. Not the best, but hey, it is what it is. I'm excited for this weekend because Saturday in Perth, we got, a good card. Quillen Salkiel and Beneil Dariush are on there in the co-main. And then, of course, that main event, Jack Della Maddalena, Carlos Prates. That is going to be a banger. I cannot wait for that fight. That's going to be so good. I'm torn on that one, but I do believe I know who I'm going to pick. So if that leads to my next thing. Stay tuned. It's coming soon, next couple days. I'll be posting my predictions for that as well, my breakdown from every fight, early prelim, all the way to that great welterweight main event. I'm excited. I got a lot to break down in that main event, what I like about it, why I'm picking, who I'm picking. It's going to be a good one, so make sure you catch that one. Follow me on all my socials. Showtime.tv04 on everything like it is on here. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. Make sure you guys follow those, like those, comment on those, etc. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. Be pretty sweet. Never thought I'd even do YouTube at all, and I'm close to 100, so that's kind of cool. I appreciate that. So like this video, comment on it, subscribe, get me to 100. That would be awesome. If you want to follow my personal Instagram, it's I.am_Connor Smith. You guys can follow me there. I'd appreciate that as well. And yeah, that's about all I got. Let me know how you guys did on your predictions as well for this card. Like I said, it was pretty mid, but hey, I'll see you guys in the predictions for UFC Perth, UFC Prates versus Jack Della Maddalena in the land down under. Let's go. It's going to be a banger. I will see you guys for those predictions.